Welcome, friends and Mr. Cisco. My name is Valerie, and my group and I went to Museum National for our social vlog. Yay! My group consisted of Catherine, Christabel, Layla, and don't forget about me, Valerie. So, we visited Museum National Indonesia, which is one of the oldest museums in the country. Many people call it Museum Gajah because of the elephant statue standing right in front of it. The museum has a classic colonial-style building combined with a modern extension, making it both historical and contemporary. Inside the building, there are thousands of collections from all over the Indonesian archipelago. The museum is divided into several exhibition rooms and floors. Visitors can find prehistoric artifacts such as ancient tools, fossils, and stone objects that show how early humans lived in Indonesia. There are also collections from the Hindu-Buddhist era, including statues of gods, temple reliefs, and inscriptions from ancient kingdoms like Sriwijaya and Majapahit. In addition, the museum displays items from the Islamic and colonial periods such as manuscripts, traditional weapons, ceramics, and old coins. There are also exhibits showing traditional clothing, musical instruments, and household tools from different ethnic groups across Indonesia. These collections reflect the diversity of cultures, traditions, and way of life in the country. Some rooms also use digital displays and interactive media to help visitors understand history more easily.
A fun fact about the museum is that it wasn't constructed during the era of any Indonesian president. The history of Museum Nasional Indonesia began in 1778 with the founding of the Batavia's Genootschap van Kunsten en Wetenschappen, a scholarly organization established during the Dutch colonial period. Its name translates to the Batavian Society of Arts and Sciences. In its early years, the institution focused on academic research and the systematic collection of objects related to archaeology, history, and culture in the Dutch East Indies. As the collection expanded, a permanent museum building was constructed and officially opened in 1868, serving mainly researchers and colonial officials at the time. After Indonesia proclaimed independence in 1945, the museum experienced a major transformation. Management of the institution was transferred to the Indonesian government, and its role shifted from a colonial research center to a national museum that presents Indonesian history and culture from a local perspective. The museum was renamed Museum Nasional Indonesia and became an important center for education, research, and cultural preservation, supporting the development of national identity as well as historical awareness. Now in the modern era, the museum continues to develop to meet contemporary standards. Limited space and outdated facilities led to major renovations and constant expansions, including the opening of Gedung Arka in 2007 during the presidency of Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono. Further revitalizations took place in the 2020s, especially after a fire broke out in the building in 2023, with restoration efforts completed under President Joko Widodo. These developments reflect the museum's ongoing role as a cultural institution that preserves Indonesia's heritage while adapting to the needs of today's society.
What was the main purpose of this building? The main purpose of the museum was to act as a premier cultural and historical site, dedicated to collecting, preserving, researching, and exhibiting artifacts that represent the rich cultural heritage and history of Indonesia. This museum has a lot of objects, including prehistoric artifacts, ceramics, treasures, and other collections. It provides educational, research, and interactive learning experiences to help locals and international visitors to understand Indonesia's history and culture. Inside the museum, there are a lot of collections and even a shop. It contains Indonesia's history over time, and it has explanations to help people understand the history of Indonesia more. What potential of Indonesia is shown by this building? The museum shows that Indonesia has potential as a culturally diverse place with a historically rich and united nation through its 141,000 or more artifacts, with tons of artifacts from over 300 ethnic groups. It explains the uniting in diversity aspect, featuring traditional houses, textiles, and ceremonial objects. The museum collects and shows prehistoric artifacts, including stone tools and fossils, as well as other significant artifacts.
Museum Nasional supports Indonesia's development by preserving and sharing the nation's cultural and historical heritage. Through its collections and exhibitions, the museum helps people understand Indonesia's identity, values, and diversity. This strengthens the national unity and educates citizens, especially students, to become more aware, thoughtful, and responsible members of society. The museum also contributes to economic growth and global recognition through tourism and international cooperation. As a major cultural destination, it attracts visitors from around the world, creating jobs and increasing income. By combining cultural preservation with education and tourism, Museum Nasional helps Indonesia move forward as a modern and developed country. Young people can learn the value of respecting their history and cultural heritage from Museum Nasional. By seeing artifacts from different regions and time periods, they learn to appreciate Indonesia's diversity and understand that unity comes from respecting differences. This helps build a sense of national pride and responsibility to protect culture for future generations. They can also learn important values such as curiosity, discipline, and critical thinking. The museum encourages young people to ask questions, learn from the past, and think about how history shapes the present. These values help them become educated, open-minded, and prepared to contribute positively to Indonesia's future.
That is all for our mini vlog. Thank you for listening.